Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome and welcome back. If it is your first time, I'm so glad that you're here. If it's not your first time, I am so grateful that you're back. So last week was a little bit of an interesting, I won't say disaster, but something glitched, and I still don't know what happened. But hopefully that's not going to happen today. If it does happen today, just know that what I will do is I will start a new live and hop back on through probably my cell phone. That seems to be a little bit more consistent if my house internet goes down. So, but know that I won't just disappear for the rest of the hour. Okay. If you are new to tapping and you are here trying it out, I love that you're here. The way we do things is I don't explain tapping here. We just jump in and do it together. Tapping is a method that you can use to relieve stress and overwhelm. You can address trauma, phobias. There's a lot of different scientific evidence backing this method and procedure. You can find a lot of videos on that on the channel EFT Universe. That's our channel that we broadcast from, or our website, EFTuniverse.com. If you want to just give it a try, it's very simple. You can just follow along with me and you'll catch on really fast. If there's something in particular that you would like to address, something that's just on your mind that you feel is in your way, you can put it in the chat. And I do my best to try and make it inclusive for everyone. I don't always make it, but the good news is about tapping is that you can substitute words in. So if I'm bringing up something and you're like, that doesn't really apply to me, you can substitute in another word and just continue to follow along. And then that will be successful in addressing that issue for you. If that was confusing, don't worry, just follow along. You'll get it. I'll glance at the chat real fast. Hi, Snea. Oh, thank you for the rose. That's my middle name, by the way. Rose is my middle name. I'm doing pretty well. Thank you so much for asking. I really appreciate that. Hi, Karen. Yes, I'm glad to be back too. Last week was stressful. Hi, Carrie. Oh, I'm so glad she's Muse. Hello, Sheila from Arizona. Hi, Mama Hutch. Oh, I missed you last week too. Again, that was painful. Valeria, hi. Caitlin. How long is long enough for tapping? Okay. We generally cover about 3 topics here. So about 15 to 20 minutes is how long I generally take for one tapping, but you can get stress relief in as little as 2 minutes. It's just a matter of how you approach it and address it. If you're wanting just a quick hack, there's a spot right here that you can tap and just talk about what you're feeling in your body. You don't even talk about any of the um, solutions or answers or problems that are happening right now. You just talk about what's happening in your body. I feel tight in my chest. It's difficult for me to breathe. My thoughts feel really scattered. I feel my muscles clenching in my stomach. Even though I'm feeling all of this, I'm okay right now. Even though what's causing this is still on my mind, I'm okay. And you do that for 2 minutes and your body will start to release because you're letting your brain know to check your outer environment with the tapping. So quick and dirty explanation, but I hope that's helpful in case you have to leave. Okay. Hi, Stuart. Thank you for your input for tapping today. Hi, Shay. I'm happy you're here too, Caitlin. Hi, Flowering Ananda from Kentucky. Okay. Jackie, I haven't seen you in a while. It's so good to see you here. Those of you who don't know, Jackie's a friend of mine from high school. She knows way too much about me. Hi, Mental is poppin'. Okay. I think I've said hi to everybody. So let's go ahead and get centered. I do have 2 emails, but Mama Hutch, I'm going to make a video from what you offered because I think that I'll be able to go more in depth for that. And that'll definitely be out, not this week, but I'll do it next week. So you'll have that very soon. And just so you're aware, Mama Hutch asked about what do you do if you live with a consistent critic, and the video will be about how can you tap to give you peace and resiliency if you can't get away from your trigger. Okay. If it's just physically not possible for you. So I will do a video on that. It'll be up in 2 weeks. This Friday is a different one. Okay, so let's get grounded and centered, and then I'll go to the email, read through what everybody else has written, and we'll have our first tap through. Okay. So take just a moment. You can close your eyes for this. We're not going to start tapping yet. And think about your body. Draw all of your attention and all the places that it is, past, present, future, and just bring it in a bubble around you. See yourself sitting in a bubble. This is your bubble of thought, and nothing goes outside of it. It's right close, near to your skin. It's like you're inside of a little egg, a very breathable egg and clear egg. If you have claustrophobia, think of something else. Okay, let's take a breath in and out. And really let your body just sag with your breath. Let's do one more breath in and out. Now I want you to think about where your eyelashes are. Just where they are in space right now. Where are your eyelashes? And where is your chin? And where are your collarbones? What about your kneecaps? And what about the pointy bones in your butt that when you sit on someone, they say, ow? Fun fact, those are called your ischium or ischium, depending on who you ask. Where is the back of your heel, your right heel? And where is your left big toe? Let's take one more breath. And out. Okay, I'm going to put my hands over my heart just to set an intention for today. You're welcome to join me in that. My intention is that even though we are right here together at this moment from all across the world with all different issues and different things on our minds, that we're gathered here together in purpose, and that genuinely does create a community which has strength and it has power, and it gives us an ability to not be alone, and it gives us an opportunity to lean in and feel the intention of others and the gift of a community and the strength that exists there, and being able to be seen and be heard and feel supported. And that as we tap here today, that the words that I use and the encouragement that's given in the chat, that you will feel seen and heard and supported, and that you will gain insight and freedom and empowerment, even if you don't type anything in the chat. That is something that you will be able to walk away from whenever you have to go during this chat today. Okay, let's take one more breath. Okay, and if your eyes are closed, go ahead and open them. You can relax your hands down. I'm going to see what everybody's written. Oh, wait. I'm going to read the email first, and then I'll tie that into what everybody else has said. Okay. Go and find it. Okay. So the person who wrote in wants to stay anonymous. So what they wrote is, how do you deal with when you've grown up with a brain bias towards struggle and pain and depression due to a multi-generational family example who just saw struggle everywhere? Their lives were struggle. When they were translating someone else's life, they translated it through this lens of struggle. But now this person is aware of that. They're wanting to adjust. They're ready to have fun and joy and delight, pleasure. But they're aware that their nervous system is afraid to feel these elevated emotions, especially easily. Like it's not computing, that their body can outwardly project these things, but inwards, it's just not there. So how do I do this? How do I get it inside? And I love this because it's something that I had to figure out as well. So I'm hoping I've got some breadcrumbs, but even if mine don't apply for you, the tapping will likely assist you in insights. So let me see what everybody else has written to see if it's something that we can tie in as well. Okay. Anger and resentment, allowing others to mistreat you. I hear you, Karen. Physical pain. Thank you, Cedric. Oh, of course. I love making videos for you guys. Like, seriously, I geek out on this all the time. I get so excited when I get to make a video. Okay, chronic pain. So we've got a few on physical body. Being positive, consistent, being resilient, and reaching our goals. A physically hard day. Oh, I'm so glad, Karen. Okay, so I'm not seeing a lot of correlation in this first one, but I feel like this is a pretty broad perspective. So I am going to go ahead and let it be on its own. Let me see. Just going to remind myself what Stuart said. This kind of ties into what you said, Stuart. To feel much like a winner or have much confidence in my abilities or talents. I am curious about what you're afraid of. If someone said, "Oh, here, eat this cake and it will give you confidence and ability to believe in your talents," what would be your fear in that? Oh no, I can't have that because then people won't love me anymore. People will criticize me. I'll be vulnerable. It's not okay for me to be big. What fear would happen as a result of you receiving that confidence, if there is one? So we'll go with this. If you want to clarify on that, then that's something that we can go into a little bit deeper as well. So this first tapping is going to be, how do I step away from family traditions and examples that I don't want anymore and allow myself to receive what I want, what I'm looking for? I have some questions that are really, really helpful to ask when you feel kind of stuck in this state. One is it safe? Because and don't look at this logically, like, of course it's safe for me to be happy. No, ask yourself, is it safe for me to have this thing that's different from my family? And if you feel inside of you a no, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. That means that there's a survival tactic that's tied into this belief that you have to stay this way, which likely is a result of you experiencing this from your family. You had to be the same as your family, right? Um, but if your body believes that it's not safe to change, then it simply won't, because it will prioritize your survival and your safety over happiness all the time. Asking, is it mine? Is what I'm trying to resolve, is this mine? Is this depression mine? Is this struggle mine? Is this belief mine? And if your answer is no, then what you're trying to solve is a shadow. There is science that has shown that gene expression, so the way your genes are activated, how they're structured, is passed down from two generations previous. So you've got some preset values according to how your parents and your grandparents experienced life. So it's very possible that you're struggling against something that you in your own life don't have anything to logically put it to. So then it becomes more about boundaries and choice than it does resolution. And then another question is, do I have to get to a certain point first before I can have what I want? Are you holding yourself up against some rules or regulations? Nope, I have to reach a certain standard before I can forgive myself. I have to be good enough before I can do that. If this, then that. If that exists, then that's something else that we can work on. So let's start off with having a focus on something that you're aware of, that you've picked up from someone. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be an older version of yourself that you no longer want, but you're struggling to put down. like it won't let go of you and you don't know why. Okay. So let's tap from that standpoint. Okay. Okay, Stuart, thank you for clarifying my fear of shining or becoming famous or being in the public eye if I develop my talent and get enough. Okay. Awesome. I'll incorporate that into this one. Even though right now I have this issue that I know I don't want, but I don't know how to let it go. I'm open to discovering a solution. Even though right now I'm aware of past patterns that aren't healthy and I want to let them go and invite in new patterns, I don't know how yet. And even though I don't know how yet, I love that I'm trying. And I love that I'm looking. These patterns, these old patterns, these fears, these beliefs, old patterns, old beliefs, new patterns, new beliefs. Well, these new patterns and beliefs sure sound great. I would love to be able to claim them, but I can't. I can't claim them, even though right now I don't feel like I can claim these new beliefs. I deeply and completely accept myself. I accept this place where I am. And it's okay that I'm here. I don't have to stay here, but it's okay that I'm here. Maybe it's okay because this is a point of my growth. Because I am aware of things that I no longer want. And I am aware of what I do want. And that's a good thing. That's not a good thing. Whether or not I understand why this may or may not be a good thing, I deeply and completely accept myself. A desire for change. A desire for different. Different for me. Different for my future. Even though I don't yet know all of the steps, I give myself permission to receive the things that I want. Even if it scares me, even if I'm not sure I deserve it yet, even if I'm not sure why I want it, even if I can think of a lot of reasons that make me feel hesitant, I still give myself permission to receive what I want. It's okay for me to receive what I want. It's not okay for me to receive what I want. Whether or not right now it's okay for me to receive what I want, I'm willing to explore this further. I wonder, why would I think or feel or believe it's not okay? Why would this positive thing in my life not be okay? Has there been a time in my life where I have had to change myself so that someone else felt more comfortable, so that someone else would be kind to me, so that I would be loved, so that I would be accepted, so that I would feel safe? Even if it's true that I changed myself to receive these things, I acknowledge the reasons for that choice. And I forgive myself for any emotions or feelings or judgments that I've had against that version of me. I made the best choice I knew how. And it's okay for me to want acceptance. It's okay for me to want love. It's okay for me to want safety. And I made sacrifices to get those. And maybe it was my only choice. Maybe it wasn't. But whether or not it was my only choice, I did the best I could. And I acknowledge that. But I wonder, is that still my truth? Is that still the situation that I'm in now? Or do I have more options? And I could shift the way I see my choices. No, I can't shift my choices. Surely those are the exact same as they've been for my whole life. Maybe I can shift my choices. I'm open to discovering new choices. What if the only permission I needed is my own? What if I just decided it's okay? I can't just decide it's okay. I can just decide it's okay. I'm not sure whether or not I can just decide that it's okay. Well, maybe I make it an experiment. maybe instead of all that pressure of just changing that drastically, I can say, well, what if? I wonder what would happen. What would happen if I gave myself permission? I wonder what version of me needs permission. Maybe it's today, right now, but are there other versions of me that need permission? My other versions. Permission for joy. Permission for happiness. Permission to shine. And permission in whatever way that looks. It doesn't have to be to make someone else happy or to provide a benefit to anyone else. It's just for me. And maybe my expression doesn't have to be perfect right at first. Maybe my happiness is really awkward. Maybe I'm not used to the sound of my own laugh. Or maybe I don't know how to smile right. And maybe it feels weird. And I've got to practice. It's okay if I practice smiling. Maybe that could even be fun. And maybe it won't be this huge, enormous aha moment right at first. Maybe it's a little bit, step by step. And whether it's a huge, enormous burst of joy in my heart, or it's just a little whisper, just a little comfort, a little sparkle. I accept it all as encouraging. And as I continue to be curious about giving myself permission, I allow myself to feel happy and feel good about every tiny bit of success in this. There are younger versions of me who didn't have permission, who didn't have words that I needed. And the people that I really, really wanted to hear them from didn't give them to me. And it's okay. It's not okay that my feelings got hurt or that I'm saying that it's okay that I'm in this place where I'm now having to repair myself. But it's okay that I'm having this conversation right now because I'm figuring it out. And maybe I can be the person to give myself that permission. Maybe I can be the person to say those really nice things. And as I have these conversations with myself, with all these versions of me, I acknowledge any fears, any doubts, any limiting beliefs that I need to express. But I also acknowledge that happened a long time ago. And it's not who I am anymore. And I may not know who I am right now. And that's okay. It's okay for me to explore that and discover that and choose that. I can choose who I am. And if I choose something that I'm not sure I like, I can choose something else. Permission to shine. Permission to be supported. Support for myself. Finding those who want me to be supported. Permission to feel joy. At all times of my life. And as I give myself this permission and feel it, I allow myself to celebrate. And as I learn this new skill, I deeply and completely accept myself. Deep breath. Good job. Now, if you felt that there were multiple versions of you younger that spoke up, then going and tapping and seeing that version of you and just allowing them to speak and you giving them all of the love, all of the support is a really beautiful experience. That was something I had to do a lot. My parents are wonderful people. There were a lot of things about me that they didn't understand, and there were a lot of things that I didn't know how to articulate. So there was a lot of healing that I had to go do with my younger self. Um, and that while tapping is a really beautiful experience. And it's okay when you're doing that to close your eyes. Usually with tapping, we leave our eyes open. You can look down and kind of just relax your eyes. Um, but if you're having trouble with your eyes open and not thinking about what you're looking at, it's okay for you to close your eyes while you're kind of going back in time. Okay. All right. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad. So glad. That seems to be good for a lot of you. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Um, let's see. Okay. Yes to the tapping on positive. We will do that at the very end. As our like tap off from each other. Um, let's go to physical. Um, let's tap on the physical body real fast. Okay. So if you don't have anything like an ailment that's physically bothering you, that's okay. You can tap to increase something. It could be you want better sleep, that you want to remember to drink water more often, that you want your immune system to just get a boost. There are a lot of ways that you could tap positively on this and tap out any resistance that you may not be aware of that's there if you don't have a specific something. And if you have something that is acute, like, oh, I've got this headache today, but you don't normally have headaches, it works great for that. If you have something that is chronic, oh, I've had this, arthritis pain for 10 years, all of it's included. So focus in on whatever it is that's most on your mind right now. And as we're going, if you bounce around on where your focus is, um, that's okay. just check in and see if it's an avoidant thing, especially if your body, again, if there's something safe in your subconscious brain that's saying, no, no, we need to stay broken, um, then you'll start to feel that resistance if that feeling of I'm not safe isn't well enough supported. Okay. So, any words that I say during this tap, if it doesn't fit for you, feel free to say something that does fit. If you can't come up with something that fast, then just say, "Oh, I'm so glad that's not me," and that'll be good. You'll never tap yourself into a situation that someone else has. Okay, so if you don't have a chronic issue and I say something about chronic issues and you're still tapping, don't worry, you're not sending that message to your brain. It's not a thing. Okay, so go ahead and focus in on your body, whatever it is that you want to focus in on. If you have something that you'd like to improve, something that you would like to release, whatever angle you're looking at. Okay, we'll start tapping here. Even though, as I focus in on my physical body, there's this part that I would like to be different. I choose to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though right now I'm aware of this issue in my body that I don't want, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though I'm aware my body is not where I want it to be. And I may have a lot of feelings about that. I choose to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. I accept that this is where I am. Even if I don't like it, even if it makes me upset, even if I feel discouraged when I think about it, no matter what comes up for me when I think about my body, I am willing to accept that this is where I am. Why would I accept that this is where I am? Why would that be important? I wonder. I wonder if I approach my body in kind of a mean way. If my body were another person and I talked to that person the way that I talk to my body, would that be okay? If I had those feelings that I feel towards my body, towards a person, would that be considered healthy? These feelings, these feelings towards my physical body, even if I have some really strong, really negative emotions and words that I express towards my body, I accept that this is where I am. And it's okay for me to be in overwhelm. It's okay that this is my best because maybe I am dealing with something that big. And it's okay for me to acknowledge that. Acknowledging all of my feelings. Acknowledging everything that I feel and say to my body, these big feelings, these strong words, I wonder, would the things that I say and feel make my body believe that it's not good enough? Well, of course, it's not good enough. I need it to be different. It's not good enough. I don't want it to be here. But that phrase, not good enough, am I applying that to myself? Not good enough. Telling myself I'm not good enough. Even if I'm discovering I tell myself quite often I'm not good enough, I deeply and completely accept myself. I'm still doing my best. But I wonder, what effect would this have if I'm constantly telling myself I'm not good enough? What effect does that have? Does it make me feel motivated? Does it make me feel empowered? Does it make me feel hopeful? Not likely. Hmm. Okay. So I wonder, since that's not what I want to do and it's not helping me get to the outcome that I want, what other choices do I have? I don't want to become complacent with where I am. I don't want to give in. I would still like this improvement. What do I do? Where is my solution? Even though right now I may not be aware of a solution for my body and for my relationship with my body, I'm open to finding it. And I would really like to find it. I wonder, what if I could want and desire for my body to be better and love and accept it at the same time? No, that's not a real thing. People don't do that. Actually, people do that all the time for each other. Every single person that I love, I root for them. I root for them to reach their goals, to reach their dreams, and I love the current version of who they are. So if I can do that for someone else, is it possible for me to do that with my body? And instead of being angry and ugly and demanding and judgmental, I would never do that to my loved ones. Maybe I can look at my body, and if I have to, through a very narrow scope, and see what's right about it and appreciate it from there and still want it to get better. Okay, I'm open to this line of thinking, but what would that even look like? Well, maybe it would look like, thank you, body, for converting oxygen, for me being able to just go, and from that, it reaches all of my tissues in my body, that my blood just knows what to do. And I don't have to do anything with that. Or that I can taste things that I really enjoy tasting, that I've got a sense of smell. And there are things that I really enjoy smelling. Or maybe my sense of touch. Maybe I appreciate my ability to dance, my ability to cook. Maybe I fall asleep really fast. And that's something that a lot of people envy. Whatever it is, I bet there are some things that I actually do appreciate about my body that I feel are right. And I am open to building a happy relationship with my body and try supporting it like I would another person who's struggling, another person who's hurting. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. It may be confusing, it may be difficult, but that's okay. It's new. It's okay for new things to look messy at first. But I'm also open to it being easy. I'm open to it feeling really good, really fast. And maybe this isn't the key to resolving all of my body issues, but maybe it's the beginning to offering a really strong foundation of support while I look for those solutions. It doesn't have to be my solution for it to make me feel better and for me to feel supported and cared for. It's okay for me to just give myself this support while I look for my answers. And as I step into this new perspective, I deeply and completely accept my body. Okay, pause and breathe. Now, we did go more on the emotional aspect of that, which is huge, even just hormonally speaking. If you're feeling resentment towards your body, that's going to interfere a lot with any type of relief. But if you're more, okay, but I've got this pain right now, you can tap on that as well and just have a conversation with your body. Okay, I feel this pain in my nose, and it feels like a sharp pain. Even though I feel this sharp pain, I believe it can go away, and I invite it to go away. I give it permission to go away. I feel this pain leaving my body, and then breathe while you're tapping, and that can really help alleviate any immediate pain that you're feeling right away. Okay, I'm going to go back to the chat. And let's see. We've got our positive. I don't know where that came from. I am not from the East Coast. Positive tap at the very, very end. But I feel like there was one more kind of theme. Do-do-do-do. Okay, flowering Ananda. Yes, getting teary eyed is very normal. Oh, I see Karen answered. Yes, tears are a release. So is giggling, so is yawning. If you get tired, that's normal. It's adjustments that are happening in the brain and in the body. Sometimes people get cold. Sometimes people shake, just like a tremble. And for me, when that happens, it's in my chest. I feel like my rib cage is rattling. There are a lot of unique ways your body can release this energy. And nothing is concerning unless you feel alarmed by it. Um, but yeah, tears are very, very, very normal. Okay, I am looking, and I apologize if I'm looking over something, but I'm not finding a third theme other than the positive. So maybe we'll just do a long positive tap. How about that? We usually do a kind of a quick one. Um, let's get into a little bit more. And if your brain is instantly like, "Ugh, I can't do positive," like, don't worry, because that can be a good way to get a hold of those barriers as well. Okay. So we'll still bounce back and forth. Okay, I see anger popping up. Um, let's start with positive, and we're just gonna talk about the things that we're gonna release. Okay. I want to start tapping here. You can choose any tapping point. If you don't want to move through them the way I do, don't feel like you have to, just continue to tap. Okay. And if you feel overwhelmed and you're like, "Ooh, I can't take the stimulation of tapping," then you can just hold. Okay. You can just hold and breathe. That's actually been clinically studied as well to be effective. So as long as you're over the acupoint, you can also just hold and breathe while you're doing the wording. Okay. Releasing trauma, feeling in freeze mode, fogginess, and anxiety. Jay, a lot of those things are going to be affected just by tapping in general. Um, yeah. Okay. I will address that in with this positive tap as well. Okay. So I'm going to start here. As I begin to tap, I allow myself to tune into my body as much as it is comfortable. And as I tune into my body, I allow an awareness of what's here in my body. Am I currently feeling anger? Am I feeling fear? Am I feeling little? Whatever it is that I'm feeling in my body, I send it compassion. I send it hope. I send it support. I send it love. As I focus in on my body, I allow myself to think of what I desire to have in my body. And even if, as I think about what I desire, I don't feel like my body currently has space for it, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. This desire, what is it that would feel best for me right now? Would it be peace? Would it be joy, love, acceptance? Whatever it is that I'm able to acknowledge right now that I need, I give myself permission to acknowledge it. Now, I wonder if what I desire suddenly popped up in front of me, what would it look like? So get a clearer picture of, first of all, what word it is that you want. I'm going to say peace for myself. And then we're going to describe what that would look like. So if peace were just in front of me right now, I see it as a floating, glowing light. It's kind of oval shaped, with pointed corners, going along this way. It's definitely brighter right in the center, and then it's kind of diffusing out. It almost has like a light kind of rings, around it. But they have more. It has more substance. It's not just light. It's like light with matter attached, glowing matter. It's kind of a bluish white. It feels really peaceful. Um, it's kind of hovering there. It's really pretty. It feels really pretty to me to look at. That's what mine looks like. So get an idea of what yours looks like, what colors are there, what textures, what temperature. If you were to touch it, what temperature would it be? Would it feel cold? Would it feel the same as your skin? Would it feel warm? And if it were to have a scent, what would it smell like? What would yours smell like? Mine smell like mint. Experiment. Spearmint? Peppermint. Maybe a combination, but mint. Be minty. And if you were to taste this thing that you want, what would it taste like? What flavor would it be? It's mine is it's a real subtle minty flavor. It's sweet, but it's just really pleasant flavor. Now, as I see clearly this thing that I want, how do I receive it? I wonder, how would I receive that into my body if I were able to? My brain is like, you eat it. So apparently I'm wanting some like mint ice cream or something right now. So then whatever way you see that happening, whatever way you would receive it into your body, give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to receive it. And then where would it go? How would you know? How would you know it made it into your body? What part of your body would it settle into? And I feel it settling just right along my center. It's right in my middle, like away from my spine a little bit. It's right in alignment. All through my core. But I can feel it kind of radiating down my arms and my legs, and it feels really nice. This piece feels really nice. As I Accept this. It must be pushing something else out. I wonder what it is that it's pushing out. For me, the immediate word that popped up is anxiety. So I'm seeing this anxiety now because I felt it kind of flood through my arms and my legs. I'm seeing this anxiety like falling out the tips. And it's like this crusty, clunky, kind of dusty looking stuff. I give my body permission to release what I don't want, to make room for what I do want. And as I prepare to go throughout the rest of my day, throughout the rest of this week, I give myself permission to receive more of this anytime I want. That I can always stop and visualize this and receive it more into my body. And as I fill my body with this thing that I want, I also give myself permission to release what I don't want. And I don't have to have a reason for it. It's okay for me to do it just because I want to. And as I make room in my body for this wonderful feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. Now, the word that you have in your mind, whatever it was that's now in your body, just say it a few times. Since mine is peace, I'll say peace, but you say your word. Peace. Peace in my body. Peace filling my body. Okay, go ahead and stop tapping and breathe. There we are. I hope that gave you a different approach that you can use if you're wanting to feel positive, um, and maybe it's a struggle to find it in a logical sense, or a way to give yourself permission to have it. Just finding a way that it's just there. And now that it's here, oh, you can just have it. Thank you for being here with me today. I hope that you were able to feel more relaxed and more at peace and feel more joy and empowerment. I'm so grateful to have you as a part of this community. Always feel free to email me if there's something that you want to address and you don't feel comfortable saying it in front of everyone. I can take your concern and make it anonymous and we'll tap on it together. If you have any questions, reach out. Sometimes I turn them into videos rather than tapping together as a community. But I so love being here for you. So please consider me as a resource. If you don't have my email, it is amanda@eftuniverse.com. I will put it in the chat. Oop, I cannot talk and tap at the same time. Universe.com. Okay, double checking. It is there. All right. Have a wonderful week. I will be thinking about you and I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. Take care. Mwah.